Hey everyone, I'm Will.
And I'm Eric.
And today we're going to be taking a look at the Modular Board expansion for Scythe. Have you played Scythe?
Never even heard of this game.
What do you mean you haven't heard of this game?
Who makes this game?
Just a little company called Stonemaier Games. Let's dive to the table and take a look. Alright everyone, so this is Scythe. This is the instruction book for Scythe. It is very, very many pages. But you know what you need? 2 pages. 2 pages to explain a modular board. That's more than I expected. I'll be honest, I didn't even expect a rulebook for this.
Well, when we opened the rulebook, it looked very thick, and I was worried. Like they were going to completely change how we play Scythe.
Right, I was too, to be honest with you. And then after looking at the 2 pages for the English, and then there's a whole bunch of other pages for the other languages, but I mean, there's tons of them. It makes it cheaper for them to print. They don't have to print up different regions. They can just make one thing and then ship them all out. But this is just a complete variation on the board. The board is double-sided, so you got 2 different options here, and it's actually a pretty easy setup. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we have 4 modular expansions. So we give those a quick shuffle, and we're going to randomly place one out on each of the locations, making sure that they are orientated so that way the symbols are the same direction as the existing symbols on the map. So this one being spun like this one being spun like this, and this one being spun like this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the included like spawn areas or base locations, right? And there's a whole bunch of them. If you have just the base game, you're going to take all 8. If you have the Fenris expansion, you're going to add 2 random ones, or the 2 from the expansion. And then you're going to go around, you're going to place one of these on each of the map locations, as I placed 2 there. Alright, and then you're going to continue setup like normal, and with this you're going to add the, basically give each player a player board as well as a faction board, and you're going to just start playing the game like normal. Really not much variation in the setup or how you play, it's just more of the variation on the actual map itself and what we've been able to tell with the instructions and everything.
So, Will, you said this board was double-sided. What's on the other side?
Same thing, but just different spots. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so this is the other side of the table. Now what we're going to do again is you randomly take these 4 tiles and you throw them out there in the different locations and you orientate them as fast as you can so that way you're not focusing too much on what is going on here. Now the important thing to keep in mind when you are setting these up, you got to be able to see where symbols are, is the fact that with these spawn areas, as you've been placing those out, you're going to notice that you may have a location. Let's say this one is flipped. What was it? This one. Let's say this one is placed here. Okay. Now, if a camp is here, you're going to notice that you have a water spot. Okay. Now the problem with that, obviously, you don't have the water walk right now. You can't cross rivers and stuff, so you want to be able to flip that one over. It's the same thing on this side, right? So just kind of flip that over, whoa, if I can get it right, and you'll be ready to begin. So it kind of gives you a little bit of variation. They're not exactly the same on both sides. They're essentially just literally flipped over. So noticing though, like if you check this out, so you got the money one here, and then on this side the money one isn't here. And it's not even on this side either, so it doesn't exactly mirror it, but it's pretty close.
Right.
So gives you a little bit of variation to that degree.
So what is the difference between this side of the board and the other side?
Just how the main water and the locations for the resource nodes at the beginnings.
Okay,
the areas.
So add more variety.
Absolutely. So it's cool that they're double-sided. I do like that. I do like that a lot. Now what it also adds is a plethora of extra victory conditions. So let's go ahead and go through each one of those now. So this one is the number of structures adjacent to any home base or the factory. This one here is the number of structures adjacent to the same lake, which would be pretty awesome. This one is the number of structures on village territories. Pretty easy to do there. Number of structures on mountains and forests. The number of structures on encounter territories. The number of structures not adjacent to other buildings. Your buildings or opponent's buildings. The number of structures within a diamond formation. the pictured formation from any angle, using your largest collection of structures that matches the shape to score. And this one is the number of structures adjacent to the same encounter territory. So these 8 extra victory conditions, they just basically get shuffled into the existing victory conditions. And as you play the game and you start and everything, you're going to be drawing these to determine how you're going to be scoring for that particular game. So it gives a little bit more variability as well to achieving extra victory points, which again, it just makes it so that no game is the same.
Right.
You know, not only do you have, you know, different resources, locations, different starting areas, different victory conditions, but also one of the other cool things is as you change player counts, you may get rid of one of these boards entirely. And you may play the game with only 3. You play with less players, you may get rid of another board. If you play with 2 people, you may only have 2 out on the board. You could also play this with the Automa mode as well, so you can still play this game solo, which is pretty awesome. So I really, really recommend that if you are a fan of Scythe, that you pick up the Modular Board expansion.
Especially for the price.
What was the price on this one?
I think it was like $20 to $25. You can pick it up.
That's not bad at all. No, is that Amazon or is that
I think that was both. I think he sells it through Amazon for sure, but I think you can even get it directly off their website. It was only like 24 maybe, 25.
Right. They have 2-day shipping.
Do they?
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. So they're really good as far as like shipping out stuff from the things that I've ordered. So, what did you think? Thoughts?
Oh man, I thought it was great. I love Scythe, and it needed had a few things I didn't like about it. And this modular board expansion and the added variations kind of filled the gap that I kind of felt like this game had, and it made it a lot of fun.
Let me ask you a question. Now, this is the small board. Now, there's because we played on the bigger board with the bigger hexes. Did you find that the board, the hex size was a problem?
No, not really.
Yeah, I didn't either. I did like the bigger size because you could fit a lot more things inside, but I mean, the grand scheme of things, it really didn't detract from being able to play the game or enjoyment at all, did it?
No.
I didn't think so either. So, a final score on this one for you?
Oh man, so for an expansion, I mean, you have to kind of consider that Scythe is a great game by itself, right?
And it has been out for a while.
And it has, and you know, it's well known and scores very well all the time. So for this expansion, I'd almost say it's a must-have. So I don't even know if I want to give this a score. You think this deserves a score?
I think as far as expansions go, I do think this one deserves a score. And the reason I say that is because this makes Scythe, it almost takes it up to another game. Because you have the existing product in the base box, right? And you can play it one way with, you have just a finite number of possibilities, yes? Because the factions are always in their specific location. And with this, it adds so much. So I feel like you either need to up your score on Scythe when you pick up this game with this expansion, or it needs its own score.
I feel like if you bought Scythe and you like it and you're going to keep playing it, then you have to buy this expansion.
So we'll do this. Either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You either buy this expansion or you don't, if you're a fan of Scythe.
You got to buy it.
It's a thumbs up.
It's a thumbs up,
baby.
though.
Yeah, this is definitely a must-have. If you're a fan of Scythe, get this expansion today. All right, everybody, that was Will and
Eric
from the Mature Minded Gamers. We have a lot of other great content on our website as well as on YouTube. So please hit that like and subscribe button. Otherwise, we will catch you guys later.